Hey, what's going on, Kinfolks and cousins? You joined us here for another episode of the Porch Perspectives. And as always, we want to thank you for listening and on YouTube if you're watching as well too. We also want to thank you for watching. And most importantly, we really want to thank you for listening to us right here on WDRBmedia.com. Was it the voice of the people?
The voice of the community.
Okay, the voice of the community. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bush it. The voice of the community. I'm trying to memorize a lot. So shout out to the good folks there in Charlotte, North Carolina. I go by the name of Eddie Cool. And of course, you know I can't do it by myself. It's not as fun, but it's even more funner, if that's a word, so to speak. I have the one, the only, joining me today, Miss Nikki Red. How are we doing today, Miss
You hear the crowds?
Nikki?
Yes, I'm doing fabulous. I'm doing
Okay,
great. I'm doing. I'm doing. So
good.
it's been a great. Just you know what? I'm not trying to jumpstart it because I know typically, I'll be like, Eddie, you take over this. You kind of, you have a way with words, and you have a
Mm-hmm.
way to like make those words do what you want them to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna just go ahead and take real quick. I'm gonna take the steering wheel for just a moment, okay?
Okay, you can do that. Yeah, yeah.
So today we're gonna discuss January in review.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just ecstatic because January has been a really good month and I'm just happy.
Been a great month, wonderful month. It has
It
been.
has. It has. So, I just want to take the steering wheel and say that real quick, but you got it. You go ahead. Do your thing.
Oh, okay. I'm over here like, well, let me sit back. Let me sit back. Let me
No, 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 no. You got to work today.
Oh, okay. I got to earn my wage. I got you. Yeah, even on my off days.
Like, you earning your keep. You earn your keep now. Earn your keep.
Yeah, earn your keep. Yeah, don't get too lazy, boy. You earn your keep. Yep. So, we want to talk about January, the month that was.
Mm,
Um,
that's
so
a
if we
good
look,
month.
it was a good month. So if we look at it from a comparison standpoint from 2024 to 2025, um, like what does it feel like versus because you, Miss Nikki Red, back in January, um, according to your T-shirt, you went took a tour at the Fayetteville State University.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So that was one of the things that happened in 2025. That's just like, oh my God, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Mm,
January's been that month. January is that big dog we was talking about earlier. January, that big dog right now.
yeah.
So yeah, we actually had our new student orientation,
Mm,
and it was awesome. Like, don't get me wrong, I've done online schooling prior,
mm,
and working on that degree that I'm still working on. But I've been working on it. So when it comes to actually going to this establishment and physically being there,
mm,
I had to call I had to phone a friend and tell somebody. I had like, hey, look, this is what I experienced. This was amazing. Like,
mm.
I got on Facebook. I started posting stories, posted a story about this, went to the cafeteria to eat lunch. As much as people talk about, oh, you don't eat the food, we don't eat that, we don't that. I wanted the full on experience of being a student.
Mm-hmm.
I posted a video, a picture of my 2 slices of pepperoni pizza and my chicken sandwiches yeah, 2 chicken sandwiches and French fries. And there was some orange soda on the side.
Can't go wrong with that. You got to have that orange soda. It's mandatory. You got to have that soda.
Yes, but it was so dope to actually physically be there and interact with other students and the student body, staff, and just really get a little bit more personal with people. It was fun, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of started beating myself up about it because I'm like, dang, my kids are almost grown now, and I'm just now getting to a point where I'm going to college, like going to a college. I was there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, dang, I could have did this years ago. I should have did this right after high school. I should have did this then. But I'm like, I can't do that to myself because timing. God's timing it's ultimate. He, what he's got for you is for you,
Mm-hmm.
and it might not have been for me to do that right out of high school. So I can't beat myself up to that extent, but it's still just so I'm still on a high right now from
Hmm.
the experience of going to this school. Like when I'm so serious, when we made that right driving on the campus, I was sitting back like, oh my God, I felt like what's my girl name? Tiffany Haddish. I said,
Yeah.
oh, this is nice. Statues. They got art. Look at girl. Did you see? Oh, that was me.
That's that's good. That's a great feeling. Earlier to what you were saying about, you start beating yourself up. That's something we gotta do. We gotta learn how to give ourselves a little grace and mercy at least. But I remember when I was going to my first foray going to college, I was trying to go to college for culinary arts and back in South Carolina for Ori Georgetown Tech. But something about it didn't it seemed off. It's like this is not really my calling. I mean, now think I'm 1 year out of high school. Excuse me. I'm 1 year out of high school, just trying to figure out like really like what's going on, what's my next move, what am I to do? And it was like, okay, we'll go to school. I ain't gonna lie to you, I dropped out. I'm not too ashamed to admit it. I dropped out because I wasn't feeling it. And so like the next handful of years, I really had to, how can I say? Some people can hop right into it.
Mhm.
Me, I want a break. I'm like, man, I've been going to school for 12 years. I need a break.
I
No
mean,
cap.
it's like that sometimes. I think I felt the same way coming out of high school. Like, I don't want to go to college. For what? I just did this, and it's like you pressured me to get this done. I got it done. I'm tired. I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah, because like a lot of people after they get out of college, I mean after they get out of high school, they take a break or they go to the service or they go straight to college. Excuse me. But for me in this sense, I was just like, I lived life from 2004 to right about 2016. And I was like, let me, at that time I was in my 30s and in Atlanta, and my brother was like, hey man, you ain't getting no younger. I was like, yeah, I got to figure it out. So that's when I looked at the TV. Okay, they're talking about sports. Okay, how you got to get on TV? Journalism, mass communication degrees. And I wound up getting it. And I would say, I think I was late 30s, a few years shy of my 40s when I got my degree. And it's such a sense of accomplishment. Also, let's go right back to my time at Georgetown Tech. There was this woman, if I'm not mistaken, I think her name was Miss Beverly. Um, at the time, Miss Beverly was 66 years old. She was the oldest person in the class. But seeing Miss Beverly coming to class every day, taking notes, asking questions, paying attention. This woman probably about like 40, 50 years removed from school. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she lived her life. She did her thing, and she was like, you know what, I want to go back to school. And when I went back to school, I immediately thought of Miss Beverly. I wish I had some way to contact her. So I just want to tell her thank you, because whether she know it or not, she was a big inspiration to me as to make an attempt to go back to college. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go. And it's taken from a graduate, 2019 graduate at University of Arizona Global Campus. Um, Shout out to the Wildcats. Um, you'll feel a sense of accomplishment, and your kids will look up to you, your friends will look up to you, and your family will look up to you. But you know what? If she did it, I can do it too. I can do it.
Right.
And
That's the one thing. What's crazy is when you share that story, and I think about it too. Even for your experience and my experience, it's crazy that you get older, and that's when you really want to say, you know what, you're at that point now where I can focus on these things, where I'm actually going to settle down because I understand the importance of having it.
mm,
It's just sad that, once you get out of high school, you have that, teenage mentality. I
hmm
want to do my own thing. I don't want to have to. I don't want to. But
yeah,
then, I mean, you do have some teenagers that say, you know what, let me focus on do this, this, that, and the other. So that way, when I get to this point in my life that I could just relax and chill and whatever else, I could kick back and I ain't got to worry about anything. That's understandable too. So, like I said, it's crazy that so many people that I'm meeting and getting to know, and some people that I even know now, wait until they are older too, settle down and go to, finish school, get that degree, go for that
Mm-hmm.
job, go for that, start their career. So it's like, it makes me, that's why I said it. I kick myself because I'm like, I knew I could have done it back then,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a time and a place for everything. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm like, I can't even trip too bad because at that time I wasn't ready. That time, I don't know. And then looking at, what I'm going for now, hold on, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can pick it up on the camera real quick. Let me show you a little something.
There's a T-shirt. Okay. It says, what's that? Psychology and interdisciplinary studies.
Sociology.
Oh, my bad. I can't read. Somebody let me borrow your glasses. Somebody, please. Yeah, I
So
can't read.
yes, sociology and all that
Mm,
good stuff, psychology, sociology.
mm,
But it's just one of those things where, yeah, it took me till now to realize this is where this is what I want to do. This is where I want to go with things.
mm,
Um, I do know that, when I was younger, like my ideas, my thoughts, and my dreams changed drastically. Like when I was in high school, I'm gonna tell you something. You're probably gonna laugh at me. So
okay.
you remember that place that we were talking about out in the woods down there? That the Center for Careers.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Okay.
place. Ooh, that place.
Yes. So when I attended that school my junior year,
Mm,
um, I was taking building construction and I was taking AutoCAD.
mm,
And I had it in my head that I'm going to go to school for architectural engineering and interior design.
mm.
That is what I wanted to do growing up. Like I changed my mind so many times, but by the time I got to my senior year, it changed again. Just know that.
As it does.
So I went from interior design, architectural engineering. I get to my senior year, and you'll never believe what I wanted to go into school for.
What is it? Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
I didn't go. I thought about it. I did my senior project on it and everything, but it was forensic science and entomology.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean, you go from one extreme to the other, not a bad way. It's like, it's just like, let me try this. Let me try my hand at this. Let me see how I
And
like this. Oh, I
it's
like it.
it's really crazy because even now I'm like, okay, going for psychology, there's so many different avenues that I can actually take and be on. So
Hmm.
I'll be honest with you. If anybody knows me personally, as far as, what kind of TV do I like, those kind of things, whatever.
Yeah.
I I fall under two categories when it comes to TV. Actually, a few. I'm very multifaceted, but my two go-tos, like I will literally throw this on before I go to sleep. I will throw this on when I eat dinner. I'll throw it on anytime when I'm just having my me time.
Hmm.
It's either crime TV or history TV. Those are my two go-tos. Now I'll watch, my old school TV shows, my old school cartoons and all that good stuff. I'll watch those too. But my go-to, uh, I don't know if I could, well, I ain't gonna shout them out, but Force 48, of course, that's my
Hmm.
go-to. After the 48, Forensic Files, I watch stuff, all those shows.
Hmm.
And then on the flip side of that, like I said, I watch a lot of historical documentaries. I
Hmm.
watch documentaries for, um, I don't know, you name it, I watch it. If it's history, I watch it. Ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, ancient Rome. Um, you know, uh, they have certain documentaries on, certain stories and folklores in London,
Hmm.
Europe, anywhere, Germany. I look at war documentaries, ancient American documentaries, South
Right.
American documentaries. I just love I love knowledge. I do, and I love history. That's just one of my biggest things. Even my dad's like, well, why didn't you just go to school to be a history major? I was like, because I don't want to be a history major.
Mm-mm. Yeah,
I want to go for psychology.
that's your thing. You have to. I think in life, in totality, you have to pretty much try it till you like it, or try it till you want to buy it, or try it till you want to commit to it. If okay, well, let me try this. Let me try that because some people catch a lot of flack for being indecisive. I give them curse because if that's not what they want to do, they're going to try this. If this is not what they want to do, they're going to try that. That's the key word, that they're going to try something in
Right.
order to to get to where they need to go. So
Right.
while we're so let's rewind a little bit
Okay.
before we move forward. So we're talking about 2024 and 2025 also, how it feels in comparison. For me, it was off to a great start.
It
It
really
was
was.
just a great start. I'm smiling, but it was a great start. Um, so let's talk about the holidays real quick. How it
Ooh.
was, yeah, how it was now versus then, and like, because we remember how it was, how the holidays were as a kid. Okay,
Mhm.
Christmas, we gonna get gifts, we gonna get this, we're gonna get that, and
Go
you
to
know,
grandma's house and
go
hang
to
out with
grand,
my cousins, and
go
I
to
get to put
grandma's
on my new
house.
outfit. Oh, I
Yeah,
got a new piece.
yeah, you get to, yeah. There's a picture of me. I think it's on Facebook. There's a picture of me. I was a little chunky little kid. I had like a little zip up hoodie on, ooh, a little zip up hoodie on, and I had I had a zip up hoodie on, some, was it the acid wash denim jeans or something like that? And I forgot what kind of Nikes I had on. I had my little bicycle. I had some kind of math thing, and I had my presents all laid out, and I was all like, "Look at what I got for Christmas."
You did that was the traditional Christmas pose.
Yeah, yeah, that was traditional Christmas pose. And then one year, there's me. I'm sitting on the floor. I'm in my PJs. I was something else as a kid. I remember my mom took the picture. I couldn't find my other doggone house shoe, so I'm sitting there with one foot out, one house shoe on, holding some toys up, just smiling, just like, "Ooh, look what I got." It's just great moments. And then fast forward to, I forgot which Christmas it was, but it was just myself, my mom, and my niece, and my good friend JR. He came over, and just doing the whole gift exchange. And I think I had a Nintendo Wii at the time. We played a cooking game called Cooking Mama. My niece loved it. My mom like, "You better hurry up and flip them pancakes. You're gonna burn them." She was providing color commentary, and my sister would be laughing. It was moments like that as I got older. By this time, I'm like 30, and it was great. So it really has changed from being from when I was young to the age now.
Okay. All right. So those were some great stories that you shared. Thinking
Mm.
about the one slipper on, one slipper off situation, because I think everybody's been caught like that Christmas morning. You always got caught slipping.
Constantly, either you got some stuff on your face and some dried up sleep around your mouth, crusty, your eyes did care. Mama had that big old Polaroid picture camera, click,
Cameras
taking your
looking all
picture.
jacked up. You got the holy shirt on instead of.
Yeah.
I've seen it all, but I get it. I definitely get it. So what was like your most memorable holiday as like a kid? Like which holiday was it? A Christmas? Was it a Thanksgiving? Like what was your specific like your holiday? What was the one thing, the one that you remember, like that memory will stick with you forever?
As a kid, it had to be Christmas. It would have to be Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That was my number one holiday as a kid, because I remember one Christmas. Yeah, that's my holiday as a kid. Christmas. I mean, I remember. Jesus, I remember I got the gifts. There was a. I I remember one year I got a Nintendo, and I was to the moon happy. Like, I was like, "I got a Nintendo."
Was it a Super Nintendo or the original Nintendo?
The OG Nintendo.
Got it. Duck Hunt. Got you.
Yeah, and you had the Zapper, and you had like the Mario game, and you had like, I think my mom got me a wrestling game and some things like that. And I was like, man, speaking of wrestling, and then I used to get like action figures, and then I got some flashcards. One year, like a couple years, like mom and dad, they got me the old Power Wheels Bigfoot truck. I had one of those. And like 3 years later, because living in Boot Hill, man, that thing went through hell. I ain't gonna lie to
I
you.
can imagine.
Yeah. Before the road was paved like it is now, straight up dirt road, dusty, dirty.
Mm.
Um,
Rocks.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. Go ahead and run that over if you want to.
And the thing about it
It
is,
ain't a rock, it's a tree stump.
yeah, and the thing about it was those tires, they weren't rubber tires. They was the hard plastic
Durable
tires.
plastic.
Yeah, and then after that, mom and dad was like, well, we gonna get you a little. They got me a little red Jeep the following Christmas. Man, I rode that thing up and down the road. And then one year, like my mom and dad got me a moped. Like it was the gifts and the memories and them with them no longer being here. The holidays hit a little different. But when they do hit different, I tend to revert back to the memories. And then there was another Christmas memory like my mom, my brother, we had a Chihuahua named Jack, my other brother, and my sister. We took a family picture. Hmm?
Where's Jack?
Yeah, Jack went to doggy heaven a long time ago. Yeah, Jack
I
was a
love to
Chihuahua.
say, come back, Jack. Come
Yeah,
back.
yeah, and my mom was holding him and everything, and it was just seeing that my mom and dad went above and beyond to make sure I was happy and had everything I had. That's why Christmas is one of my favorite holidays. What say you, Miss Nikki Ray? What's your favorite holiday?
I'm gonna have to agree with Christmas, but the crazy part about it is, okay, so as a kid, Christmas was one of those holidays that I enjoyed.
Hmm.
As I got older, even as a kid now, as an older kid, it kind of went from being Christmas to being Thanksgiving because my mental changed, my mindset changed about what it's about. And once I, understood, okay, there's no such thing as Santa Claus,
Hmm.
whatever. Thanksgiving was the time that I'm like, okay, well, we get to spend with our family, we get to spend with our loved ones, we get to eat.
Yeah,
I love it. Know it.
yeah.
Food, I don't, what, and we'll get into this conversation at another date. So stay tuned to Porch PursePectives.
Hmm.
But I think food is one of my love languages.
It's for sure mine. It
I
is for sure mine.
swear, could be mad at I'm mad at everybody. But like,
Mm.
oh well, I made you something to eat. What is it?
Yeah, what you got?
Food is my love language. It's got to be my love language because it's the only way that food makes everything okay. Like when I'm mad, I eat. I'm happy. You want to take me out? I'm not picky either. I'm not a major like picky eater. But
Hmm.
food, love food. So when we got together for Thanksgiving, and I know, all right, Dad's making plans. We're going to grandma's house. All right. So who all gonna be over there? Who's cooking? I need to know these things because I don't eat everybody's everything. I don't eat chitlins. I don't eat hog maw. I don't eat
Mm-mm.
pig feet. I don't eat
Mm-mm.
none of that.
Mm-mm.
So don't. Mm-mm. Um. So I used to, and I don't eat mushrooms. Definitely don't eat mushrooms. But I love food. So when we go to grandma's house or we go to great grandma's house, oh, they're gonna fry a turkey at granny's house.
Ooh.
Why you tell me that?
I'm over there
Why
like
you
yesterday.
tell me that? Man, I lie to you not. This particular year, the most memorable holiday I could think of outside of, coming into adulthood,
Hmm.
I was pregnant with my daughter. And I had just told my parents. So it was real fresh. Because I told them the first part of November.
Hmm.
It's Thanksgiving now, first holiday. And we're like, Master, you need to wear something that's gonna make kind of, keep it under wraps because we ain't going down there to announce to the world yet. So, needless to say, we go to my great grandmother's house for Thanksgiving. That's the one
Hmm.
I said. They said they were frying the turkey that year. We're all going down there. Da 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 da. Cool. So we go, and me, my brothers, my cousins, we all chilling in there, listening to music. We turned up, we chilling,
Hmm.
and the food gets done. Mind you, I'm pregnant. My appetite was so off. The only thing I remember eating was the turkey and the potato salad.
Oh, that was
So
it.
bad. That was
All that good food, all the
that's all I
stuffing,
ate.
the sweet
Turkey and
potato
potato salad.
pies,
I didn't eat anything.
the
I didn't eat anything.
dressing, the gravy.
No.
Oh,
But I made up. I made up for it. I made up for it. Trust and believe. I definitely made up for it. But I need to know just I think it was more than just the food though. It was the family vibe, the getting together, laughing with your cousins. Even though I only see y'all once in my life, and it's the second time I've seen you, and I've never seen you since. But still, just to get there and say, hey, we cousins, we vibing, we kicking it, and that's what we did. We
mm,
hung out. Um, Watching my dad and his family laughing and just everybody having a good time. And that's why I said Thanksgiving has kind of transpired to be one of my favorite holidays now as an adult.
mhm.
But as a kid, it was definitely Christmas. Um, And then there was one particular year, though, when I tell you Christmas, birthdays, everything was perfect that year. 1993.
Oof.
Everything was perfect. I think that's the same year that we got the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo.
SNES.
We got the Super Nintendo for Christmas. Me and my sister had gotten all the, like, we had this Barbie grocery set that came with the little groceries. I remember the bananas, the little thing of, it had all kinds of little stuff that you could literally, Barbie was going grocery shopping. We got all kinds of Barbie dolls. Like, we had the one Barbie that actually rode the bike, and you had to put her on the bike a certain way. Like, if you put her in, hooked her in there, right? You could roll the bike and it looks like she's pedaling the bike.
Wow.
So it was like we did that. Then that's when we first got our Barbie vehicles. We had gotten a Barbie extendable Mustang drop top convertible.
Oh boy.
And we had the Barbie Jeep Wrangler that you did just customize your stickers and stuff. So I told my sister, you keep the Jeep, let me get that Mustang.
Yeah, let me get that stain. Let me get that stain.
But it was just, just to see that we all as kids, that was one of the memories. That's my most fondest memory, is everything that we did that year. That was a really good year for Christmas. All four of us had a great Christmas that year. And like I said, growing up, Thanksgiving has become to be my favorite holiday now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, now that I'm older, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because family we get together. Me and my brother, we taking over duties as far as like preparing the meal or whatever. It's a very fun experience. It's a good time to bond with him, and also the bond, and people just coming by the house. We hanging out watching football. One time, this one dude, he fell asleep in the living room, and it was funny. And he had his coat on, and he had his I think he had his coat draped around him, and so they took his sleeves and put it on his head, and he was knocked out cold, sleeping. It was funny as all get out. And then, but that Friday night at my mom's house, we'd had that shindig. We taking all the leftovers, excuse me, from Thanksgiving, put them outside, heating them up with sternos. And my brother, he got his hands on some fish and oysters. Man, we'd have big old shindigs right there in their yard, and it was
You know
just
what? I need to start incorporating my family get-togethers with your family get-togethers. We need to do that one of these days, because I
I,
keep telling you, I want to go hang out with y'all.
yeah, I'm telling you, man, we're just in the yard, just having fun, playing music. We got a bomb because we have a fire barrel. Now we have a barrel. Of course, when you burn fire, you throw the wood in there and
Yeah.
got a fire and all that. And the last handful of years, like the last 5 6 years ago, we have a fire pit where we cook, like we cook the burgers and everything. And my brother, that's all his. I don't touch it, but cause he like his things a certain way, and I don't want to be over there
That's what's up.
meddling and messing with stuff. So we got that going on, and you got the food going on. We got the drinks going on. We got
Yes.
adults having fun time, people in the house, just chilling and everything. It was just an all around good time, and I tell people
We
to
need to
come
do
by.
that.
Yeah, I would tell people to come by. It would be like I call it the Black Friday shindig, the Black
I
Friday
think we
gathering.
need to, you know what? We need to definitely do that. Like, you
Yeah.
and I need to definitely coordinate that to where we get together on the holidays and
Hmm.
just do it big. Because I'm seeing, like, when I see people that during the holiday season, I scroll on social media and I'm watching
Hmm.
everybody getting together, having the family games, and they're getting lit,
Hmm.
they having a good time. Like,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on, I want to do that. And I think that there's some people out there that don't really have it in them to kind of do it anymore.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Hmm.
I think that I was thinking too while we were talking. I'm like, why don't we? Well, we'll talk later about it. But I think we should probably get together, start having like a little events like that where we have family oriented type fun
Hmm.
with strangers. Like I said, kinfolk and cousins. Y'all
Hmm.
come through. We're gonna have it set up. We're gonna get the space. We're gonna get this venue space taken over so that way we can do these things. If you sitting over there sleep because you done passed out because you ate so much, you're in a safe environment to do so. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just
Anybody gonna mess with you? Yeah.
anybody gonna mess with you. We're gonna
Yeah.
laugh at you, but we ain't gonna mess with you.
Might take a picture too, but we ain't gonna.
Yeah, but I just want to have some good, wholesome fun and just, connect with people, network with people, get to know people, make sure that hey, look, if you need your cousin, just holler at your cousin. You know what I mean? I'm here.
Thanksgiving, yeah, the holidays are fun. The holidays are great. Miss Nikki, before we started the show, you said you had something you want to ask me, and I'm a little curious. What's the question that you want to ask me?
Well, considering, like I said, January's been a great month.
Mm.
January's January came came through like the big dog. January came
Real
through.
quick.
January wasn't playing. He's like, let me go ahead and set the let me set the temperature right. Let me set this whole scene for y'all. Let me show y'all how it's about to go for 2025. All right.
Mm.
So it's been great. Now we're getting ready to come into February.
Mm.
February entails it encompasses so much in so little time, and I hate the fact that it's such a short month. But we've got Black History Month.
Mm.
We've got Valentine's Day.
Mm.
And it's just like I said, it's just 28 days.
Not
I need more
enough.
February in my life.
Yeah.
I just need more February in my life. But speaking on going into Valentine's Day,
Mm.
what does Valentine's Day mean to you?
I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
Nothing.
I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to sound like I don't want to sound jaded. I just believe that when it comes to loving someone, you know, it should be every day and should be a designated day. And if you ask me, it's a day for stores and card companies to sell merchandise. And I ain't mad at them. I'm
Hey,
not mad
everybody
at
got to
them.
make sense. They got to make their money some way.
Yeah. I'm not mad at them. I used to have mixed feelings about Valentine's Day, but I think Valentine's
Cute.
it's cute. Yeah, it's a good day to kind of hone in on like, hey, you know what? Let me celebrate this day and really show you that I love you. But if you love somebody, you should really be showing it.
Yes. And I agree with that. I
Mm,
definitely agree. It shouldn't be okay, one designated day to love somebody. It shouldn't be
yeah.
like that. But we can say the same thing for every other holiday. Prime example, Martin Luther King's birthday. That's his
Mm-hmm.
day of birth. Sure indeed. But is that the only day that we should celebrate him
Mm-mm.
as a leader? You know what I mean? All these other dates, give me another one. Well, St. Patrick's Day is
St.
different. I
Patrick's
don't
Day.
know. That's if you're Irish though, you celebrate that all. I mean, that's you. That's in you. You know what I mean? That
Corned beef,
is your thing.
corned beef and cabbage, green beer, and all that other stuff.
Ah, but I'm
Okay,
not Irish, so
Mhm.
I can't speak on it.
Mhm.
But from my understanding, it is a Irish. It was it's a tradition that started from Irish ancestry. Irish.
Mhm. Mhm.
I think that's the word I'm looking for. So
Yeah.
it's the Irish based, it's an Ireland based holiday.
Mhm.
Cool, no problem. I'm all for it. But I can guarantee you, if you're Irish or if you're from Ireland, you don't do those things just that one day of the year.
Yeah. It's a
It's
part of your
just
regular
that one
life.
day to say, hey, let's celebrate, let's recognize, boom, boom, boom. That's what we're doing, celebration time. And I feel like that's how Valentine's Day is. Valentine's Day is just that one day that we set aside to celebrate,
Mhm.
to say, hey, this is what we're doing, celebration. This is what spending that one-on-one time with that loved one. Say, hey, you know what? I love you all year, but this is the day that we're setting aside to commemorate that. We're gonna
Right.
go ahead and just like this is the day that is set aside for that. And that's the
Mhm.
way I've started to look at it. Um, so as we approach Valentine's Day. You did start off this show talking about, somebody's daughter got to the end of 2025.
Ooh.
I ain't trying to put you out there like that, big dog, but
Big dog.
uh, how's your Valentine's Day looking? How was that forecast looking for 2025?
There go that doggone bingo card again.
Yes, the bingo card.
And me running my mouth, I'll say this though. Somebody's daughter came through and put some big old pressure on your boy. Big old pressure. Ooh boy. I don't know if she heard that smack I was talking on Facebook with that fool.
Think she did.
or or just or just something in the atmosphere in the universe in general. And I guess she
It
was
could
like,
be the atmosphere because I feel like things are starting to kind of transpire in the atmosphere lately because I think it's just getting ready. January came in strong, so February's like, okay, you ain't about to one up me, big dog. I got you.
yeah,
February's like little bros, and bros is not playing. Little
no,
bros coming hard, and I
yeah,
think it's something in the air because look at you. You be smiling and stuff, and I'll be like, what the heck is going on with you? All lit up and whatnot. Daughter done snatched you up.
Hey man, she came through and applied that pressure, man, and I'm like, yeah, let's give this a shot. So
That's good. So
yeah, so
you found you a person.
so translation, I won't be lonely this Valentine's Day.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
yeah.
Um,
To
I
the
also,
rest of the ladies, I'm not gonna say I'm sorry, but I mean, I tried to hold out until the end of the year, but she came through and put that big pressure. She jumped the top rope and hit me in the head with that elbow, and I was like, yeah, that's what I get for running my mouth. But
exactly what they say. They say be careful what you ask for.
yeah, cause it came like, oh, hey, how you
And
doing?
we've been mad and you already know we have been talking. We have been speaking things into existence for the last 2 months.
Yes.
Everything that we speak on comes to pass. So be
Yeah.
careful what you say.
I
Unless you're
won't.
gonna say that we about to be top dog millionaires and all kinds of big CEOs and the Fortune 500s and all
Oh,
that.
we gonna do all that too.
Now, if you want to speak that into existence for Porch
Yeah,
PursePectives, I'm not opposed to that.
I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna speak that too. We're gonna be in all the radio markets. We're gonna be on TV. We're gonna world
That's what
tour.
I'm trying to get. Look,
All
once
that.
we get to TV, I'm like,
All
okay, I
that.
just want my couch set up this way. I just want this set up that way. I just want to make sure everything's on point and we
Mm,
good. Let me
yeah,
get on TV. Put me on your national news network.
yeah. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, so that's what happened, man. Somebody, I mean, like I was just joking to BS, and I was like, yeah. I was like, you better get you with me.
Mm,
You
she
better
got her.
get you. You
She
better
got
get
her.
you. Yeah, you better get you with me. And then God in the universe said, oh, watch this.
She said, "Hey, hold my beer."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They said watch this, and I was like, oh, hey, it's a wonderful feeling. I'll say that.
Well, I'm glad. I'm like I said, Valentine's Day is just one of those days that we put set that thing aside for that one, that boo thing, that love, that.
Mm,
Unfortunately, I'm just go ahead and say this real quick. Even with Valentine's Day being just like I said, that one day that we set aside for loved ones,
mm,
to show and let them know, hey, look, it's 365, but this is just that date to set aside to just commemorate that.
mm.
Um, then you also know that we have the National Side Piece Date.
That's the next day. The funny thing about it is, with me working in the restaurant industry, that's been a running joke.
But it's for real.
It's like it's Valentine's Day, and you get too top to death, and the next thing you know, it's like, what is it like? Say for instance, if it's like on a Saturday or Sunday, Monday is that side piece day,
Mm.
and you can tell it's like, yeah, I see what's going on here. You better not let your wife see that. You better not let such and such see that. I ain't gonna tell nobody none of my business. Come here and buy this food so I can do what I got to do and pay these bills and go on about my business. But
Look, I just came here to work. That's it. I
yeah,
ain't got nothing to do
yeah, I just came
with
here to
that.
work. Yeah, I just came here to work because I don't want to be that guy and I run some food to the table and they be like, wait a minute, weren't you here a few? Not trying to blow up nobody's spot. No, no, no. Hey, if you get mad at anybody, it's gonna be at you. You ain't gonna get mad at me. Oh no,
Not
I'm
at
not
all.
about to do that.
Not at all.
Oh no.
But I can't even be mad about that because if you like it, we love it. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But if you're celebrating Valentine's Day on February 15th,
That's you.
that's all you.
As my man Yellow Beezy said, that's on you, baby.
I'm just and if you like it, like I said, if you like it, we love it.
You like it. You
But
like it. We love it.
February 15th is not Valentine's Day.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it's the
That
15th.
Valentine's Day is the day that is set aside, and I will repeat this.
Mm,
Valentine's Day is this day that has been set aside to show, express, and be with your
mm-hmm.
love,
Yeah.
that special somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Not the 15th, but the 14th.
Yeah.
So
Pull it
if
down.
you're spending the 15th with that boo thing, your boo, I hate to break it to you, but
And she looking upside your head like,
and then on top of that, I'll be real with you. Like the sad thing about it, like I said, I'm not opposed to it because I just be like, I be balling on the budget sometimes.
mm-hmm,
So I personally, we be like, can we just wait until National Boo Thing, whatever Boo Thing Day,
mm-hmm.
because bro, the candy go on sale the next
Yeah.
day.
Oh, that's the best time to get the candy. I was like, man, And you'd be like, what's the expiration? What's the expiration date on this? 2027?
Expiration date's the same.
Yeah.
The
We still
machine that didn't sell in time for the 14th. Now they gotta hurry up and get it out of the. They gotta hurry up and get rid of it so they can go ahead and bring the Easter stuff out. So hey, you want to go ahead and go get the candy and the decorations and everything on the 15th? I'm just saying.
yeah. You ever notice how
Half
stores?
price,
Yeah.
75% off.
You ever notice how stores set up? They have their whole setup. They'll set it up and they'll be
Ask
like,
me if I
okay,
ever notice it.
yeah. I like how stores set. Like stores will set it up in January, right?
Mhm.
They'll set it up in yeah, like it's like as soon as Christmas comes, boom, Valentine's Day. They dive right
As
into
soon as
it.
Christmas comes,
And I'm like, damn, Christmas ain't nothing got
December
cold yet.
26th, they're putting up Valentine's Day stuff.
Yeah, Christmas still hot and breezy. It ain't got cold yet.
Mm-mm.
And it's
Like
still,
we still look. I'm still digesting Christmas dinner. And
yeah,
y'all already got Valentine's Day stuff. I mean, but it's a retail gimmick,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
but that's how they do it. They just start getting people prepared for what's coming next. Right now, I can guarantee you can go in the store. Yes, you're going to see mad Valentine's Day stuff, but then you're also going to see a sprinkle of St. Patrick's Day
yeah.
and a plethora of. They're waiting for Valentine's Day to be done and over with so they can throw all the Easter stuff out.
That's like going back to the holidays thing. Like it's like the thing with Thanksgiving is okay. Thanksgiving is a Halloween. They'll do 2 weeks of Thanksgiving and go straight to Christmas.
Yep.
Yeah, like
Yep.
damn, man. Yeah.
Yep. That's how they do it. It's 2 weeks so Halloween comes on Halloween night.
Mhm.
2 weeks of Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
2 weeks of Thanksgiving, boom, it's Christmas.
Yep. Straight on to Christmas after that.
And sometimes depending on what store you go to, it's not even a whole 2 weeks of Thanksgiving. It's a week of Thanksgiving,
Yep.
Christmas. It's Thanksgiving, Christmas, Christmas.
Yep. They move. We work in retail. We know how this game is played all too well.
Mm.
Another thing about January, like you mentioned earlier, Black History Month. Black History Month. Real quick. I think I may find these writings. I had a series on Facebook called 28 Days of Black History.
Mm-hmm.
And every day I would write a story about black people's impact in the community. I wrote an article about the guy that invented the super soaker. He was a black dude.
I remember that.
There was a country singer I wrote about.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a like black wrestlers, black athletes, anything that had anything to do with anything that had an interesting story, I wrote about it. And so Black History Month is a time for us to learn even more about our culture because it's been more emphasized. Like, okay, yeah, and us being black folks, like, well, man, you give us the shortest day of the month, like the real short end of the stick. Yeah, the story. The short end of the stick is February 20. It's the month of February in Black History Month. But then again, you have to pile in all that you can.
You know what? Hold on. I think we should take. I'm really like, let's start a movement.
What you trying to do?
Let's take the last day of January and the first day of March, throw it in February.
That's what they
We
did.
taking it. We taking it.
Yeah.
We taking it. So January, you only got 30 days, big dog.
Yeah.
March,
Hurry up.
you only got 30 days, little dog.
Hurry up.
February said we want 1 day from each one of y'all, and I don't think that's a lot to ask.
No.
I mean, January, what you doing with the 31st anyway?
Nothing.
Not nothing. You ain't got no plans. You ain't doing nothing. Let me get
No.
there. Let me get there. Let February get that up out you.
Yeah, let me get that up off you. Yeah, let me get that up
You
off
don't need a 1. March 1. What like?
you.
Give me
Yeah.
that. Let me get that one about you too. You
Yeah.
don't need it.
Was it February 31st to March the 2nd? What happened to the first? Oh, it's just null and void. Don't worry about it, baby. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
I like the
the
way
money
that
play.
sounds.
What?
February 30. Well, we only put in 2 more days, so that actually would make it February. Well, unless you go to the 2nd. No. To the first. February 30th. What happened to March 1st? February 8th.
Yeah, February 8th. It took a day. It saved a day. That's what happened.
We taking days. So yeah, I think we should just take a day. March 1st, January 31st. Add that to February and see what happens. So we can start Black History Month January 31st and end it March 1st.
Exactly. And while we're here in Black History Month, it's just like you said, the recognition of Black excellence, as I alluded to earlier, when I write the
Right.
articles, and just remembering the George Washington Carvers, the
Mhm.
Madam C.J. Walkers, the
Mary
Garrett
McLeod Bethune
Mary
Bookman.
McLeod Bethune, yep, and
Cookman. I'm sorry. I'm
yeah,
messing all kinds of stuff up. My
yeah,
bad.
Mary McLeod Bethune. Bethune-Cookman is the college. Yeah, I took a tour of that back in the 7th grade. I was like, oh, it was an HBCU. Pretty dope, pretty dope. Um, just remembering those and just never forgetting their Black excellence, and never forgetting their contributions to society now. Because you got to think about it. A stoplight, Black folks invented that. Peanut butter, Black folks invented that. When you're on a golf course and you want to hit the ball off the tee, oh, Black dude invented the tee, the golf tee.
I think this is what we should do. This is
What's
what we
up?
should do. So if you guys are able to and willing to, and I feel like we're gonna start sharing Black facts from January 31st to March 1st. We're
Mhm.
sharing little did you know Black facts every day on our social media. I think we should do that. What
I
you
like
with
that.
it, Eddie?
I'm
Okay,
with
so
it.
so this is what we'll do. You could either follow us on the Porch PursePectives Facebook page,
Hmm.
or you could follow Eddie Poole on Facebook or Instagram, or myself, Nikki Red, Facebook and Instagram. The red is spelled R3DD. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram to get more information regarding that. And let's just try to make this thing interesting. If you guys have any input that you guys would like to say, hey, this is a little known Black fact as well. Did you guys know? Did you know? We're going to open it up to, we want you guys to engage with us. We want to know, because there's things that I don't know. There's
Hmm.
things that he don't know. There's things that y'all don't know. Sharing is caring.
Yeah. And we all get to
So I
learn.
think we should do it.
Yeah. We all get to learn a little bit. We all get to learn a little. Hey,
We're gonna make it fun.
ain't gonna make it fun, but I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like, even when I was writing the articles and I did my research, I'm like, damn, I didn't know all that. You learn something every day, as they say. You learn something
Okay, so
every
it's
day.
just one of those moments where, like I said, I think that just incorporating that just to get, with our audience. I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
call anybody our fans, but our kinfolks and cousins.
Kid, folks, and cousins. That's what we call you.
Give everybody a chance to, hey, speak your piece. Like we did a poll on which era of music do you guys feel like has the biggest influence?
Mm-hmm.
Was it the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or the 2000s? And honestly, we got a lot of feedback on that. A lot of people voted and said the 90s was the most influential era of music.
Are we sliding into the music and mayhem segment now? That sounds like a
Not yet,
segue.
not yet, no, yet, no.
Okay.
Are we doing? We can.
Okay. I'm that. That was a good segue.
Yeah. So okay. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and slide to the left over there. Um. But yeah, as far as that goes, we when it comes to, and this is where I said we can incorporate a lot of things into this.
Right.
So February is Black History Month.
Mm-hmm.
We got Music and Mayhem. So there's another portion of Music and Mayhem that I kind of want to, dibble and dabble in, because there's been a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, but just a lot of back and forth about who did what,
Stuff.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to the music side of things, and like I said, based on that poll of the 90s era being very influential, very, I don't remember the word that I used, but it's just the 90s era of music was voted to be a dope era of music. And
Very
don't get me wrong, it was
influential.
absolute. The 90s era of music, whether it's hip hop, R&B, rap, I don't care what it is, the 90s era was different.
Yep.
It was very different. I would never say it's not, but it's very different. And you've got those artists from before them, and then the artists that came out after them.
Mm-hmm.
And you are encompassing and bridging two different generations and genres of music.
Mm-hmm.
When you went from, I don't want to go too far back, but like I said, incorporating Black history into Music and Mayhem, you
Mm-hmm.
go from the earliest onset of, that Southern music,
Mm-hmm.
blues, gospel, rock and roll, country, all of that, swing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Disco. You got so many different levels of music. Where did it come from, though?
Mm-hmm.
Good question, huh?
Yeah, good question. Because re-originated a lot of stuff and don't get credit for it,
Mm-mm,
which is sad. Mm-hmm.
mm-mm. even when I was looking, so like I said, that's why I said when it comes to history, I love history. I even got to the point where I'm like, okay, we all know about the slave trade. We all know about, the blacks that were enslaved from Africa and how that all went. And 1619, the first slave ship had arrived was it Charleston in 1619?
Mm-hmm.
That was the first group of slaves that was brought into the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
They came from overseas. They stopped in the Caribbean. Then they came here. Like there was so many different stops, and there's so many different influences from that. You think about, African culture, African civilization. Like that was a lot that goes into that. A lot. When people say, "Oh, well, slavery started with black people," you guys were enslaving your own people. I mean, true indeed, but I tell you this much: I don't know, and I still probably have to do some of my research, but I can guarantee you it was to an extent, and it was like, and you can compare apples and oranges if you like to. That is your prerogative.
Mm-hmm.
But I also look at the fact of, okay, Africans that enslaved other Africans, a lot of times it was wars that were being fought, prisoners of war that was being fought. Those were those enslaved people came from, were prisoners that were enslaved. There were some other tribes and whatnot that were doing dirt. You got people doing dirt now, but you got them that was doing that, going over to these different tribes, kidnapping these people of royal positions and high officials. They were kidnapping these kids and kidnapping these women and them. This is it's not something that's new, but it's been going on. The difference is, hey, I see what you're doing over there. Let me try it. I want to do this too. And then you do it with no disregard or with no regard to another human life. Like I just can't. It wasn't a war. So verify and remind me again why we doing all that.
Yeah.
Who are you at war with?
Yeah,
You doing that? Here, you're beating somebody into servitude.
Well,
that's what that is. You're demanding them to change. You breaking them like you break an animal.
What do they call that? Assimilation? If that's the proper term from it? Yeah, assimilation. Yeah.
And we're going to talk about, like I said, once we get into Black History Month, we're definitely going to talk about some Black History Month stuff. So y'all just go ahead and get ready for that. And like I said, we're going to definitely get some feedback from our kinfolks and cousins as far as, who knows what history knowledge and, imparting that knowledge on each other. Because hey, knowledge is power for real. And
big time power.
If you're not willing to say, okay, look, this is where we came from, you're never going to get where you're trying to go. Because at the end of the day, yeah, I'm a firm believer in history is going to repeat itself as long as you allow it to. If you ignore put it like this, the reason I say history repeats itself, and people don't understand this part of things. When you look at civil rights movement, you look at slavery, you look at the Jim Crow era, you look at all these things that everybody's like, oh, this was so bad, it was so bad, it was so bad. What do we do to prevent that from happening again? You don't ignore it like it didn't happen.
No, you just have to be cognizant. You just have to be aware. I liken it to stepping in a pile of doo-doo. You stepped in it once, you didn't like it. So you clean your shoe off. The next day, you're going about your business. You see that same pile of doo-doo, and you step into it again. Sooner or later, you're not going to want to step in that same pile of doo-doo.
Unless you want to clean your shoes and you like the smell of it and you like the stuff that comes with it.
Yeah, like what somebody said, like some people like what some people eat poop sandwiches and like the taste of it. I'm not saying they do it in real life, but it's alliteration, if you will. It's just
Speaking of speech.
Yeah, you just have to just be aware and be conscious about, hey, what this did for the culture, and it's not good for the culture, so therefore, we might kind of want to do something different. And then again, this is a term, and I'll say it here on this show and anywhere else: all skin folk ain't your kinfolk.
Big facts.
Yeah, sad, but it's true. I've seen them. I'm like, oh, okay. I see what's going on here.
One of my Facebook friends actually shared a picture, a visual the other day, and he's like, some of this is going to go over a lot of people's head. You've got a tree in the middle. You got these two white kids on one side and these two black kids on the other side. The 2 white kids are pushing, whereas the 2 black kids is pulling to get up the tree.
Yeah. So which one is it?
It's going to go over your head, though. I wish I was able. I could probably add the visual to it later, but That visual is like, it resonates because it's like you got so many people, like when you look at it like this is the way I look at it. And I can only use myself for an example because I don't want to talk on anybody else's situation that I don't know of because I'm not them and I'm not there. But my situation, for instance, um, we've been blessed in a situation where we're doing more than a lot of people would have actually ever given us credit for. They didn't think that we would have been able to keep going, or we would have had, hey, somebody interested in speaking with us on the radio show, or even the things that we do, social media, networking at certain events. I've like right now, I honestly have this young lady that reached out to me, and she actually wants me to come. A couple of people want me to come out on for as Porch Perspectives, and just, hey, can you come to my event? Sure can. I
Sure.
would love to be there. Yes. Why not? Just, one of those things where I want to, like, I'll just kind of backtrack to what you said, my dear, on the previous episode. Chasing people. I'm into, at this point in my life, being surrounded by people that want to be surrounded by me.
Hey, and I'll say it one more time. In 2025, we ain't chasing nobody.
Look, I put my running shoes up back in 2004. Leave me alone.
Oh, that's right. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nikki Red ran track, and she was a runner. She's a track star, but she was on the track doing her thing. So
Like
she
literally
was
on the
doing
track.
her thing.
Yes, I was doing my thing
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I at this point, and it's like, it's one of those things, I'll be honest with you, for me, I have to learn that behavior because,
Mm,
like I said, Valentine's Day is another one of my holidays, and I just love Valentine's Day because I'm a lover. I love love.
mm, mm.
And when I deal with people, like I said, I got a big heart, and it's hard for me to just, oh, cut you off, you're done. It's hard for me to do that to people. Like, I genuinely, when I care about somebody, I really do care about them. And
Mm.
if I tell you I care about you, trust and believe I care about you. I'm not just saying, I don't do anything just for grins and giggles. I don't. I got way more important things going on in my life than to sit here and
Mm-hmm.
entertain you because it made you feel good. I ain't got time for that. I got things to
No.
do, my dear. So, like
Yeah.
I said, if I tell you I genuinely, hey, I'm rocking with you, then I'm rocking with you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I have learned, with myself, that a lot of people don't really reciprocate that. And that's another thing. I was talking to my home girl the other day. We was talking about, reciprocation and,
Mm-hmm.
reciprocating the energy that's put out to you. Like,
No,
for
where'd you
instance,
hear that term before?
I
Reciprocated energy.
don't know where I heard it from. Probably my
Yes, you.
co-host, because he always dropping gems and whatnot.
You may have heard that term somewhere. I may have
I mean, you
coined
might have
that
said it
term a
once or
time or two.
twice. I mean,
Ah,
you said it a time or two. You know what? Actually, the first time I ever heard that word, guess who I heard it from?
Ooh.
Lauren Hill. Give her props. Give her flowers.
Now, okay, we'll give Lauren Hill her props, most definitely. Yeah, reciprocate, like you said, it's all about reciprocated energy and just like I said, man. I'll tell you once, I'll tell you again. In 2025, we ain't chasing nobody. I used to do it with the one arm, one hand, but now I'm just doing it with nobody because we ain't chasing nobody. And like I said, just deal with those who want to deal with you. Deal with those who want to deal with you. And like you said, you have people coming up to you now, and it's kind of like, okay, well, I
I
look at it.
literally, I'm sorry. I literally, I had a text messages coming through, and this young lady, I met her at Fayetteville State University campus,
Mhm,
and she just texted me about an event that they've got going on in the near future. And she was just, I'm not gonna read in detail what she said, but I will read this part. So we're talking about they have an event on a Monday. I told her, I said,
mhm,
I'll be more than happy to be there. That's definitely something I want to do. So she's like,
mhm,
also, well, if you're also available the day before, we're also going to get together and do something else that day too. I'm like, well, if I can, I will try, but I have I have other obligations that I've got to take care of as well. She said,
mhm.
okay, no worries, but we would love to have you if you can.
Ooh, you might have to
And that's a quote.
work some miracles and
That's
move
me
some
quoting
mountains.
that. We would love to have you if you can. That was one. Then I got another one that, oh, networking, like this, it's been so good. Um, I got
Porch
invited
Perspectives
to,
at gmail.com. One more time. Porch Perspective spelled Purse SPECTIVES.
You already messing it up.
I did. Oh man, well
Yeah,
just
it's okay.
I be
Purse
trying.
is PURSEPectives. That is
Oh man,
Porch PursePectives at gmail.com.
I messed that all the way up. But yeah, the email address that Miss Nikki wrote that she just read, do that one. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if it's lack of sleep, me losing my mind, or what.
It
I'm
might
just
be a
trying
little
to.
bit of how much coffee did you
Yeah,
have today?
I just had one cup. Hold on. Yeah, I just had one cup. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. These last few days since Monday, I mean since Sunday, have been kind of like running together. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. And so,
But yeah, I'm just ecstatic though because, like I said, I've been getting invited to these networking events with other.
mhm.
The great thing, the crazy part about it, it's other women of color.
And that, what, that's a great
I
thing, and
love
that's one
that.
thing. And that's one thing that they can't say. They can't say that black women don't support each other, because they do. I see it all the time on social media. They'd be like, "Girl, you look good." Matter of fact, somebody told me a story, and I'm going to tell it.
Tell it,
Um,
tell it.
so somebody was chronicling about how they were getting ready for a date, and how this particular gentleman um, asked her out on a date, and how he planned the date, and how he picked her up, and she had a really great time. And this particular young lady, she told the gentleman, she said the sexiest thing that this gentleman said was, "I made reservations." And all the women was like, "You go, girl." And all the women, and I read it, and the women were just supportive. Black women support each other. They are real supportive. Like, "Girl, be safe, be cool, but have fun, and be careful. Do this." I mean, it was a mixture of advice, encouragement, and celebration. No one being negative. No one being like, "Well, you don't deserve this. You don't." There was none of that. It was black women actually being happy for each other, and we need more of that.
Yes,
And we
we do.
need
We do.
more of
We
that.
do. We definitely do. And that's the thing too that really made me feel good. Like I said, both of these events that I was invited to come out to, black women
Mm,
invited me to them. And
yeah.
like I said, I love that idea of black women empowering and encouraging and motivating and inspiring and just being their sisterhood. I love
Hmm.
that because that's the one thing that I look back, when we talk about black history, let's talk about, like I say, everything ties into itself.
Hmm.
Looking back on black women sticking together, black women supporting each other,
Hmm.
when the civil rights movements, when the men in the household, the heads of the households were standing up and defending their families and being shot off and all
Hmm.
these different things. The black
We're
men were being removed
going
from the
through it.
household. The black men were
Hmm.
being removed from the household. So that made what? That left the women out there. When the Black Panther movement was the movement, I swear to Jesus Christ of Nazareth himself, if we could bring that movement back the same way
Yeah.
that it was back
Hmm.
then, oh, oh,
Us as a community, we are powerful.
oh my, we are such, and that the sad thing about it,
I know you
we
about to say it,
are,
but go ahead.
we are. And we as a unit, and I don't mean black people, just African American, because guess what?
Mhm.
We have brothers and sisters in arms too. The black and brown community.
Yep.
We are strong. And I'm saying this as this. We are so strong, we're dangerous.
There's a fear, like, oh my God, a bunch of them getting together, they doing stuff. We got to stop it. We got to stop. I mean, look what Malcolm and Martin and Marcus Garvey. No, it's not Marcus Garvey, but what's my name? Black
Thinking
Panther
we're on the
guy.
same page. We're on the same page.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Uh
Not Marcus Garvey, but not Fred Hammond.
yeah, Fred Hammond. Yeah, him too. Him too.
No,
Um,
that's a
but my
no, Fred
boy,
Hammond. Was it
his
Hampton?
name is right there.
Oh,
The one that was the one Mercer. Mercer. Help me.
I know you're talking about, but I'm drawing blanks. I'm
Mercer.
drawing blanks.
The driveway, Mississippi. Come on with me. Come on, come on. I can't
Ooh,
think
ooh,
right now.
ooh, 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 ooh. I'm drawing blanks. Ooh,
In
I'm
front
blanking
of his
bad.
family, and excuse me. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'll edit this later. But he was down at home in his driveway while his children were in the house.
Was it Medgar
Part of the civil rights
Evers?
movement. That's why I said Mercer. His last name was Mercer, I think.
Mercer?
Um.
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh. feel like I gotta Google it.
Was it Medgar Evers?
Medgar Evers. That's what it was.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Medgar Evers. Come on,
Mm.
like all of these people that were making a difference. This is why they kill us off.
Yeah. What you saying?
When you have power, they got to get rid of you because you can't disrupt what we got going on over here. You can't come over here and add no seasoning to my special potluck. You can't add your special seasoning to my sauce. Because if you add my seasoning to your if you add your seasoning to my sauce, you about to have everybody hooked up on this. You about to have everybody liking this. I don't need them all liking this. I just need them to think that they need it.
Here's
That's
the thing
when you
about
talk about George Washington Carver and his contribution to from the peanut Scientology to today,
well,
and you got so many people, Dr. Sebi, that was looking at why Black people are getting sick and what we can do to prevent ourselves. These people off to keep people, hey, let's keep a blindfold over their eyes because we need them to consume this. We need them to do that. We need them. We need the rap to keep sounding like it sounds right now because we need to keep dumbing these kids down. We need these kids to keep going out here thinking that it's cool to be out here in the streets with these illegal weapons. We need these young kids out here dropping out of school. We need these young boys out here having unprotected sex with these women, getting them pregnant. We need these single mama households. We need these babies on welfare. We need these addicts. We need these crackheads. We need these drug dealers. We need them.
To continue the rhetoric about, hey, well, you know what? They want this, this, and this, but they can't stop doing this. Everything you just mentioned. It's a systemic stronghold. And sometimes we as people, we can't see it.
So bad. Yeah. Oh, it burns me so bad. When you look at, like you said, it's a narrative that
it's a narrative. It's a narrative.
Somebody else is putting out for you because you're stupid, you're dumb, you're ghetto, you're ratchet, you're all of these things, but you're not educated. Oh, Black people don't go to school. Black people don't do this. Black people don't do that. Prime example.
They don't read books.
That riverboat situation that happened on Labor Day. Okay. What was the rhetoric, the narrative that went on? Oh, Black people don't swim. Black people don't know how to swim. I bet y'all y'all effed around and found out that day, didn't you?
Yeah.
They dubbed that man Aquaman.
Yeah. And what they said, they don't they never ride for each other. They never ride for each other. Hey, as soon as my man threw them hands up and took that hat and threw it up, that was their hootie hoo. And these jokers come off the boat, they come through the water, they come converted, but hey, you better back up and leave this man alone. And then it turned into an episode of WCW Nitro. They were swinging chairs, people getting body slammed, people was getting thrown in the river. It was the one time it was like, if we can, yeah. I look at it as if we can have more groundbreaking moments like that as a culture, as Black folks,
people sticking together and coming together,
yes,
and genuinely having each other's best interest at heart. There's no reason we should have Trayvon Martins out here. There's no reason we should have this young boy Jordan from Florida. We should not have situations like that out here. And if there is a situation that occurs, that's somebody's baby.
Yeah.
The same way that y'all would feel, and we'll get into that. Like I said, we're going to get into some real, I don't want to say real touchy situations or real touchy subjects for Black History Month, but
it's going to be touchy.
We're going to make some people a little uncomfortable for Black History Month because we got
in a nice way, though. In a nice way.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be a nice way, but we need you guys to hear this rhetoric. We need you guys to hear this because, again, in order to see change, we got to be the change we want to see. And I've been saying that. I literally made a post last night that said that. With me going to college and doing everything that I'm doing right now, it's not for me. It's for us. Because Black people, we need somewhere. We need somebody that we can turn to when we're not okay. I give my co-host the absolute props on everything. Wellness Check Wednesdays. Y'all got to check that out. Y'all got to check it out and support him on that.
Check out that podcast. Hey, listen, you got 4 Black men talking about mental health in a safe space. There's not a lot of that going on these here internets nowadays. But we decided one night back in December 2023, hey, let's go ahead and take what was a Facebook status and make it a podcast. Matter of fact, check out Wellness Check Wednesdays on Spotify and YouTube and wherever podcasts are available, hosted by myself. Hosted by Be Live, the almighty Be Live, Brian Livingston. I'm a contributor on there as well too. My man Kevin Marshall and also my man B3, Brad. He's on there as well too. And we just, it's a, and please don't take this personal, but out of all the podcasts, that's my favorite one. Not a slight against,
I
not a
took it
slight.
personal.
Okay, stop. Not
No, I
it's
know
not.
every podcast that you do, and like we've already explained this already. Every podcast has its place.
Yeah.
That one in particular, that's why I said definitely check him out, because
Mm,
we have so much that we discuss and cover on the porch that
mm,
it's just a little bit of everything. We talk about mental health, we touch it, we scratch the surface on certain things.
mm.
But until I become that, professional with my psychology degree,
Yeah.
until I become that professional, I'm going to kind of hold back on certain things outside of just my experiences or even
Mm,
your experiences. We're going to keep talking about that. But hey, what I don't know, check it out on the Wellness Check Wednesdays. It's just like the Sports Bros podcast. What I don't know about sports, check him out on Sports Bros. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm a bandwagon fan. Go Eagles, fly birds fly.
fly, Eagles,
Look,
fly on the road
but I'm a
to
bandwagon
victory.
fan. I don't know nothing. I just found out last week what the wild card weekend was. I no, but hey, the Eagles are playing. That's all I care about.
Hey,
My
hey, you
brother
learn.
told me like, look, my brother told me he's like, you can't even name two players on the Eagles team. So yes, I can. He said who? Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. That's my two.
There's two.
He said name another one. Wait for it. That one guy. He said what one guy? That one guy. I don't know his name. The
Yeah.
tall black guy.
Yeah. Him.
But yeah.
Him. Yeah. Him.
Yes. But yeah, we're definitely oh God, I'm so looking forward to February.
Mm-hmm.
Got so much going
I'm, look,
on.
I'm looking forward to it too as well. But that Miss Nikki, this was a very action-packed episode. I feel like an episode of Sports Wars podcast. We talked about a lot. We pretty much touched on everything. All the stones are turned, flipped over, and we kept it moving. But this was a very action-packed episode, from the month in review of January on to Black History Month to our favorite holidays and what we're looking forward to, in comparison of 2024 to 2025, Black history and everything else in music and mayhem. But before, well, Miss Nikki read in this episode, we done went here, we done went there, we done went everywhere. We covered a lot. Shout out to everyone listening to us right now on WDRBmedia.com. And speaking of WDRBmedia.com, the app is available where, Miss Nikki Red?
We are available on free streaming on the TuneIn app, Streama, Apple Music, and Radio sites. You search WDRB Media, one word. Check us out on the Porch PursePectives radio show. And we air Mondays, 11 a.m. Eastern. So keep in mind there are time differences, there are time zones. Keep that in mind. If you guys don't make it for the actual radio episodes on the radio apps and whatnot, if you guys can't tune in for those, don't fret. We are still available. We are still putting our stuff and our content. Full videos are available to you guys on YouTube as well as Spotify. Guys, follow us on social media. I am Nikki Red as R3DD, and my co-host is Mr. Eddie Cool. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and again, if you guys have any content, or if you guys want to work with us with anything, by all means, reach out to us on porchperspectives@gmail.com. And yeah, that's pretty much where we're at right now.
I'm glad you gave out the email address, since I butchered it so bad last time. Miss Nikki Red, thank you very much. And before we go, you want to stay tuned for next week's episode. We have a special guest. We're not going to spoil it, but you definitely want to tune in. Let's just give you one good hint. He's a fellow bro of mine. And if you know, you know. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening and watching Porch Perspectives. And in closing, do something nice for yourself. And if you can, do something nice for someone else. They're greatly appreciated now more than ever. Be a blessing, not a burden. This is the Porch Perspectives.